All right, this is an interview for All Metal Music. How's the tour been going so far?
It's been really good. All the bands have had very successful nights, I'd say, and the crowds have been great. Chicago and Boston were both amazing shows, particularly, and Watain has just been incredible. It's an honor to be here with them. It's an honor to be on tour with Angel Corpse for their first shows in 7 years, and in support of their new record, which is great. And yeah, everything's been very good. I'm very happy to be here.
You mix psychedelic influences in your music now. Where do you come up with the idea to mix the two?
I've always been a fan of a lot of 70s psychedelic rock. I was raised on it. My parents brought me up with Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin, and other bands from that era. Those two just being the most common ones. And I got bored with playing typical black metal stuff and wanted to bring something new to it. So that's the element that we brought to the table because it seemed most appropriate, because it's my two favorite kinds of music.
Did you find it challenging to mix psychedelics and black metal successfully?
Not really, because it came very naturally to us, which was cool. It was actually the first Nachtmystium stuff where we really took free form and didn't set any standards or guidelines for ourselves, pretty much. Before, we were very much trying to be a black metal band that could sit in the same room with what we were listening to at the same time, so to speak, and whether we accomplished that or not is up to the individual listener, I suppose. But I became bored with it really quick, and I wanted to do something that was new, because there's so much oversaturation with black metal these days. There's bands everywhere, and a lot of them are very good, but they're not bringing any new ideas to the table. So if there's a lot of bands doing that, there was no reason for us to continue on that path, and I also wanted to see what it sounded like this. So.
What's your stance on the current black metal scene out there?
It varies. There's a lot of really good bands, a lot of really bad bands. I think you could say that at any point in history. Nowadays, like I said, I think there's an oversaturation of bands, and as a result, many really good bands get overlooked, and a lot of bands that might not be as deserving of attention get attention. It really depends on everybody's personal taste, I suppose. My personal take on it is that there's too much shit and too little good at this point. So that's why, in a way, we've kind of alienated ourselves from being so lumped in with that scene. Like, not that we're ashamed of our roots or anything like that whatsoever, but we really don't need to be a part of a scene that is very degenerative and very locked within its own world, so to speak, because the music that we create and the message that we send is something that we want everybody to hear that wants to hear it, and there's no reason to restrict it from anyone, because you're making negative music and sending a negative message, and what good is it if you're spreading it only within a world of people that share similar ideals to you? Watain takes the same kind of stance where they are here to spread the word of Satan, and why keep preaching to the people around them already about something that they're already aware of when they can spread their chaos worldwide? You know what I mean? So I kind of think of that in the same, you can apply that same kind of mentality to why we don't feel the need to be so mixed up in that world at this point. So that's it.
Nachtmystium put out Instant Decay about a year ago. How's that been doing sale-wise?
At this point, it's sold 6,000 units roughly, and we're repressing. It's pretty much sold out right now. We're down to our last 50 copies, and Caroline, our distributor, has been out of it for about 4 or 5 months now. And due to my busy schedule, I run the label as well, and I have not been home to organize a repress, so we're going to be repressing it soon, and with the New Century Media signing and the re-release of Eulogy 4, we're going to make another push with Instinct when that comes out and relist it through Caroline as a new release again, and do some co-op work with it. So hopefully, I think after all of this touring, it'll see another breath of air as far as interest from music buyers out there. Hopefully, that's what we're trying to accomplish here. Playing so much.
Nachtmystium has a split coming out with Leviathan. What can we expect from that release?
We actually already recorded it. There's 2 new tracks. We re-recorded the song Solitary Voyage from Demise. We did a Death in June cover, and we did a Goat Snake cover that will appear on the vinyl version only. And what people can expect is the 2 new songs. One is very savage and minimalistic and black metal in all standards. I think it's very aggressive and very different than most of what was on Instinct in that regard. And then the other new track is Voyage further into the world of psychedelia within our music. It's incorporated, we started using old vintage 70 Moog synthesizers and more experimentation, layering of clean vocals, which we've never really done too much of before. A little bit in Eulogy 4, but not much on any other record. And yeah, just trying to further explore into that world. And then the cover song and the re-release that will appear on the CD, the Death in June song, is just our interpretation of Rose Clouds of Holocaust. And the re-recording of Solitary Voyage we felt was necessary because the recording on Demise does not live up to our standards whatsoever. And I always wanted to hear that for my own personal reasons recorded properly. So we re-recorded it and reworked it a little bit and made it a little bit more psychedelic, if you will. Made it more kind of like our newer stuff. So that's that.
Will you be performing any of those songs from that release on this tour?
No, we played the more aggressive song that I referenced a minute ago on the last tour. And this tour we probably would have done it, but we lost our drummer just before we left for this tour, about 5-6 days at a time. He left the band for mutual reasons, and we had to bring in Zach Simmons from Goat Whore, who's here with us tonight, to fill in, and we wanted to pick stuff that was very easy to learn and stuff that he was already familiar with, and plus we wanted to play some stuff we didn't play on the last tour from our back catalog, so we decided to drop that song from the set for this tour.